Cheers and welcome to episode 57, where every sound that comes out of our mouth is louder and crisper. Yes, with that, it finally happened. We're finally set up. So again, thank you so much to our patrons who helped set this up and get us into a situation where we upgraded all of our audio equipment.
Wow.
And so I've got a dedicated mic now, and every single player has their own dedicated lapel mic too. So everything should sound a little bit more clear, a little bit more close up. You can hear Cassandra rattling around a dice bag right now. Nice. It's all perfect.
I'm just taking them out so I can use them.
I wasn't calling you out in that way. That's announcement number one. Also, our next goal, just to keep y'all updated, is to kind of upgrade our camera setup situation too. Trying to get some better camera angles and move some stuff around. So hopefully we'll get that video upgrade done next. I do want to mention just real quick, if you are just listening to us via podcast of some sort, because there's a ton of people who are doing that, can y'all just tweet at us or comment on the YouTube video or something like that? I just want to engage with people who I want to see who are just listening to us and following along. Because I just wanted to see. Today I noticed there was a lot of people who listened to our most recent episode, so I was just curious about that. So it's a welcome call. Let me chat with you.
And let us know how the mics do.
And let us know how the mics sound.
Maybe they're really bad.
They might be.
Yeah. Tell us it wasn't worth it. That'd be great.
It might stop.
Next is the recap, so I pass it over to the players.
Hey! Guess who's got the
Last
notes
episode
open?
was an hour and 45 minutes, so
just a few things.
Wow! You have the
You
notes
got it.
open.
Rachel.
456, right?
Rachel's sick.
Yes.
HIPAA.
I can say she's sick.
HIPAA.
But also, while we're taking time to get ready for this, Rachel is out sick today, and Michael will be back, not for this episode or 58, but Michael will be back as Stellan for episode 59.
Yay.
He's been looking at the tree for a really long time.
Great looking tree. All right, recap is up.
I can do it if no one else wants to. My notes are a little shorter than Rachel, so I can do that, but it's still going to be messy because I wasn't prepared. Is that okay?
I mean, people tag team and hop
do
in
it.
if there's anything else.
Yeah. Pilgrim says it could have gone worse. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to read the whole thing. This was right after fights and stuff and discussion with Durgath. I just call him D.
Durgath.
But it seems like maybe he knew Farlane was an ooze. Maybe there was never a Farlane. We don't know. He's not really upset that we killed her. He's just upset that we entered his space and took things. Tuli shared some of her backstory. We already knew that. We go to a restaurant called the Surface and Turf. That's important. Mm-hmm. We get help from this kid Chris. Apparently his dad's name is Steph.
Yeah.
Chris and Steph Lonehelm owned the restaurant, moved here when he was a kid. Sadly, Mr. Steph dad has died, but he did invent the bloodroot wine. He invented the wine. I said I didn't want to dance. Orlith bonds with him about this tree. It's awkward all across the board because his dad dies. That's where I'm gonna go back. Gwen is gonna go back and get dinner with him. Maybe they're in love. We'll see. We go back to Zhangan's with Fangin. We have a conversation with him. We catch him up on everything with the assassins, all of that. He shares that he's aware there was a trainer with the South Coast, but it seems like he didn't really know the extent of it. He just kind of tells us a lot about the culture and the public and some words of wisdom and words of warning, I guess, kind of like Ooze Lane did. He's kind of also pointing out that it seems like we're, siding with Lilith. We absolutely should not sneak into the South Coast, according to Zhangan. That was another plan. We all talk about who we worship. It was great and very inclusive with religion, apparently. There's just a bunch of question marks. What happened? Is okay with her saying what she said? It's hard to read. That was something Tuli was doing. Tuli squints her eyes. Really good. Really good. Really good. I think it is important that we ended with, we ask what he thinks about the prophecy that was shared. He thinks that it points to a spiritual war of gods, and that might be a pending situation. We end with Lebrette, head of the cloth. We should talk to her. Never does recap again. Anything to add?
That's a recap of your recap.
That was great.
The very end of 56 was a conversation between Gwendolyn and Zhangan when he had mentioned that Orban was the kind of ex-husband of Valessa, and that Drenton had, Tully had brought this up, that Pilgrim had learned that Drenton twisted the mind and corrupted Orban to convince him to fight against Valessa in the Divine War, the War of the Gods that happened 300-ish years ago that your family was around for. And so that kind of clarity was coming to Gwendolyn as she was like, wait, this was just the werebear, werewolf god of our people. And so he kind of added some color to that. And so that is where we continue. And he had just kind of finished explaining some of that relationship between Orban and Drenton and Valessa. You're with Zhangan. You're at his dining room table. He is showing interest and just like great engagement in this conversation, as he's also been generally very curious and learning of you all and your intentions here. So we're kind of in the middle of that conversation still, for as long as you all want that to be.
I need to do some self-actualization.
What?
Gwen says that to Zane.
And Zhangan says, what?
Zhangan and I are one and the same.
Just may need to reevaluate. You know, the faith. Jokes. I really don't.
It's the culture for me.
One time the pastor looked at me when he said the word bad.
Can't wait.
Well, if you need any assistance talking through that, let me know. I'm curious about what you were working through.
Thank you.
Of course.
It sounds as if we need to make an audience with this head of the cloth to continue to fill in the blank corners of our map of Dustforge and the interconnected relationships between the various parties.
Do we have a map?
It is a metaphorical
I was
map
gonna
of
say
sorts.
we don't.
A web of relationships. If a web were a map, we need to fill in the strands of the web in the map of our minds to understand fully the dynamics at play here in Dustforge.
Are y'all speaking in a weird code?
Pilgrim just says stuff
It's
sometimes.
just being Pilgrim.
There's a saying where I come from that the wind blows as the people blow.
Who are you?
I just admire that Loreleth is learning mockery
Me too.
and wit.
That was pretty good.
And wit.
Oh, it was a joke?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't laugh. He just
I look over at Wolfie and Wolfie does a laugh.
What?
You know, like how Wiggy does. Wiggy, come here.
She looks very depressed.
Make your noises.
That was good.
That's what it sounds
That's
like.
pretty spot on.
Can you make your noises?
No.
You be Wolfie?
Pilgrim,
Yes.
we need to go talk to somebody to like this.
Somebody. Levrette.
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 Levrette is who we need to speak with, it sounds.
Are you-
Like, frankly, I am increasingly disturbed that no one seems to know anything about Reemy's whereabouts. Though I've heard her.
You still care about Reemy.
Indeed. If you'll believe it, I do care about the fellow Kalishtar held hostage beneath this city, indeed.
Sorry, I'm just here to do the thing, you know?
You intend to go beneath the city.
This is where her voice originated from when I connected with her. Fergrand and I made contact with her and triangulated it to beneath Dustforge, where we also heard some draconic voices, all very mysterious, and again, one of several loose ends that the Half-Doesn't is potentially, all of our gods willing, tie up neatly.
Not Gwen's god. Gwen's god is bad.
Most of our gods willing. The good gods willing.
So you intend...
Those gods of us that are for order and not chaos.
Awesome.
And so...
Of which numero is
And so... It would help if I actually had this on the right camera setting too.
Oh, needed to keep going.
And so... you intend to just meander around the caverns until you find your lost person.
Well, the reason that I asked if you knew anything of this Reemy or had heard about her whereabouts is I recognize, having grown up in caverns of my own, how foolish, bordering on dangerous it is to wander unknown caverns. And it was a danger in the caverns that I grew up in and felt familiar with, and I know it would be a truly foolish endeavor in caverns I have never once explored before. So I would prefer to not meander. I would prefer to enter with focused intent and direction.
Well, they don't just, let anyone down there. You know that, right?
Right, you would have to work alongside someone from the city to gain access. Did you plan on going alone, or do you have a guide in mind?
I mean, you have to be a minor, right?
We could sneak. Sneak?
We were already going to take a journey down there with Lilith, I believe. She wanted to retrieve something from an ancestor?
Her grandpappy's stick.
Grandpappy's stick.
The scepter.
Scepter.
Ah.
So we did have a guide. Lilith was going to escort us down below. And
It's convenient.
I was admittedly hoping to achieve a rescue mission while aiding in Lilith's familial quest.
That'll be a pledge of allegiance for the town to see us go with Lilith in the caves.
Yeah.
She gets it. I was about to say the same thing. That this is another tally into the count for you all working alongside Lilith.
Do you find yourself beneath Dustforge?
Not been in quite a while.
Isn't the least controversial person, what's his name from the Emerald
Yeah.
Forest? What
The
is it called?
Emerald Hood.
The Emerald Hood.
Yeah.
The Emerald
Jacques.
City.
Because he's the head of the hand, right?
That's correct.
And they
But
have
who's the head and the heart?
the
All right.
they have the least
We've tolerated this enough.
the least public opinion about them, right? Because they're not
Yeah.
a family; it's just
Right.
everybody else.
Exactly.
Do you
So maybe Jacques would take us.
see a scenario where we are entering beneath the caves with multiple of the city's known influences in such a way that might create more of a sense of neutrality?
Yeah, but how many followers do they have on Instagram?
That's
What's Instagram?
Fantasygram.
Fantasy friend.
that's a proposition. I can ask around. The greater question then is, if you already have an agreement with Lilith, is she okay with that arrangement and you changing the plans? So there's another question that you all have to take back to her.
Do you know how Lilith stands in relationship with Jacques?
They've been very cordial and good. I've not seen any reason for them to have any animosity.
Thank you.
It's a lot of
Insight.
politics.
Do you think it's possible?
Nimby.
Do you think it's possible to more, not instead of this plan, in addition to more surreptitiously enter the caverns with Lilith as to not let wandering eyes see? Or do you think that will look worse if anyone sees because it's sneaking and such?
Depends on who's filling in the gaps. All right, so we've heard a prophecy. We've talked about a prophecy. We've talked about the politics of the city. We've met, which was great. And you're continuing your quest to meet every single interesting character across the city.
We're just really about not doing anything and
Doing everything else.
doing everything else, yeah.
You didn't earn the title of Half-Doesn't for nothing.
I know. Much to my... What's that word you taught me? Chagrin.
We earned the title not for nothing, but for half of something. Namely, every task we've attended. Apart from the Chuloth, we did kill it.
Yeah. And I'd be down to kill a lot of people here, but...
Now, misery. That's not something you just say in newcomer.
Well, not you!
Of course not.
What time is it?
Slightly post-lunch.
Oh my gosh. We still have a whole day.
And all the
A
days
day to-
after that.
Adventure.
No, I know.
We still have the rest of our lives.
The
I mean,
waiting
like, we obviously need a long rest real bad. And
Do
the
we?
way that this conversation is going is like, all right, then let's do something. And then we end up still not getting all of our health back.
We're fine. I'm good.
You know, I have a coffee cup that says, it's got sloth on it, and it says, nap all day, sleep all night, party never. And I think that's what we could do today.
You mentioned, Zhangan, an inn we could stay at here in Dustforge. Perhaps we
Oh, yeah.
We
head
don't-
there.
We
We
don't
need
like
to talk
Assassination
to-
Castle?
We need to talk to Lilith about it first, though, right? Make sure she's not offended.
Yeah, I guess.
Isn't that what you suggested?
Yes.
Indeed.
I don't see why we
Do
can't
they
go
let
underground.
dogs in there? I
What's
mean, wolves
Lilith?
in there?
Oh, they definitely do.
Well, I'm interested in going to the Emerald Hood Inn, revisiting and seeing, perhaps if Jacques could join us down in the caverns.
To look for Remy.
I feel like the inroad for us would be that if he is a purveyor of dust, glass, implements, and tools, that there would always be reason to enter the caverns for more resources.
I'd also like to take another look at the tree deeper down, if possible.
Indeed.
But
Right,
don't we
what the
have
heck
to...
Felon is doing.
And Lovret is still an unknown entity that is worth meeting.
We're not gonna bother with getting the scepter? For Lilith?
We certainly can. I'm simply saying
no-
that I'm eager to also look for Remy. We can accomplish Lilith's task.
So many things. We could do so many things at one time.
Two things. The scepter
2 things.
and Remy.
And look at the tree. 3 things.
3 things.
It's a lot.
So maybe associating ourselves with some more people between now and the Lilith adventure to
Maybe the little
Present.
adventure
We
happens.
should.
Reality.
I feel like we should start by going back to
Chuck.
by going back to Lilith and talking to her about us staying at the inn.
Indeed.
And also potentially bringing another person, explaining it from the perspective of we don't want to look suspicious. No, that's probably not a good thing to talk to her
I think
about.
she would like for us to look loyal to her, so telling her
that's a
we
good
don't
point.
want to look loyal to her.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds.
We feel like we brought, because of Thule, we brought South Coves into her home for assassination. We want to keep her safe, so we're gonna go to the inn. Huh?
Ooh, a lie!
It's politics.
True. Hate politics.
Politics is fun lies. Let's go. And I head for the door.
Thank you so
I bow,
much.
and I head for the door.
So we're no need to talk to Libret, but thank you.
I mean, we'll talk to her at some point, I'm sure.
Still a need, I call over my shoulder as I continue to head for the door.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you. I won't kill you.
I look forward to us meeting again.
Would you like to join us in the cavern? Does it make sense for you to come too?
I will think it over.
Alright. We
For
can find you
forever.
here.
I will be here.
Just sitting.
So this is the only spot.
I will be waiting.
This yellow exclamation point will be floating above my head until the next time you approach.
After time.
Thanks, Fang.
Great. So, Fang escorts you to the front door, and you hear it shut behind you as his little feet patter away. As you were outside.
Fang.
Fang.
Now,
Thanks, Fang.
I like
Thanks, Fang. Thanks.
when we last left Lilith, she had asked us to murder the daughter.
We did it.
Yes. Do we?
I think we did it.
Do we leave it at that? Do
Yeah.
we tell her
No.
daughter was demon?
No. I think we leave it at that. I think if we've learned anything today, it's that everyone has more ulterior motives than we thought. So.
If it wasn't actually her, we'll hear about the real her somewhere else.
And then we'll be
We'll
like,
deal with
what?
that. Well, we killed one of them. I guess.
We killed one of the one person.
And it doesn't seem like the families talk to each other a lot, so.
And I don't suppose anyone... We have no proof that we've done this, apart from...
We didn't catch a nude. We didn't take a noodle.
What?
You fixed it, like, he clarified it so quickly, and yet the gap of time in between them felt so long.
We should take one of her noodles, her linguine arms.
Oh,
She
right.
melted into the abyss. What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what
Nothing
happened.
left.
That actually, yes.
Kill a demon,
Literally-
snap a nude, and I'll call it a day.
Gotta catch a nude.
It's already a title idea. We didn't catch a nude.
Catch a
N-O-O-D.
Oh! This is our first
So we have no
explicit
proof.
episode. What?
We do have.
Fuck!
That was definitely...
We do have that guy that was sleeping and blind, but not really either.
I don't think we tell Lilith about him either.
But he could tell Lilith that we killed her, because he knows that we killed her.
I don't think he's gonna tell Lilith.
He is disinterested in aiding us at this time.
Lilith will trust us.
What?
Yeah.
Why? I can't follow the politics. Why?
He's a part of the family that tried to kill Lilith.
They don't like
Our
Lilith.
He's not
politics-
gonna tell Lilith.
Our politics with Zhangan are better because we entered his home with his permission and had a direct conversation with him.
Yeah.
Our politics with Blind Man are worse.
Nope, that's not
because
person first language.
We
Man who is
You're right.
blind.
Or he has a name.
He does have a name.
Gilgareth.
man
Durga.
experiencing
Durga.
blindness
The Durga.
forever.
Big D.
Big D blindness. What?
You don't have to say what.
Oh, the
This is
man
bad.
who
You would never make
Durga!
it in
isn't
politics.
seeing that our introduction with
He literally can see.
Yeah, I was like, he's not even blind.
now he can see that was
Durga.
the whole thing.
Dur.
I'm
Durga the Durga.
using your language to speak to you.
Durgith derogatory.
Yep.
Right. Our politics with him are worse
bad.
because we wandered into his room as he slept and went through his things. So he is less interested in helping us. While
Yes, he
Zhangan is more interested in
Yeah, Zhangan.
So let's go talk to Lilith and not tell her anything other than we killed the person you told us to kill. And now we would like to stay at the inn.
I will let you guys do the
For
talking.
safety reasons, yes.
Because of Tuli.
Do we perhaps say that because...
Have you ever heard of how when people add too many details, it sounds more like they're lying than when they say the normal amount of details? So maybe we just say, for safety because of Tuli, because they tried to kill us when Tuli was here.
Or we say, for safety because of Tuli, and she has very colorful hair. Just enough details.
She can read our minds anyway. No, she can't. That's the other
You believe
one.
that we will convince Lilith that we have killed the South Cove woman if we start describing Tuli in detail?
Yeah.
Tuli
South
says,
Cove
I think that sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tuli. Always have my back.
Let us return.
Again, I'll let you guys do the talking. Forget it.
Let us return to the West Cove estate.
State?
Mansion?
The word chateau popped
I said
into
castle.
my head for a moment.
Yeah.
No, that's y'all's house.
Oh,
The half shot.
the half shot. Let us away. I continue
Oh,
walking.
chateau.
Great. So you wander through the town, getting back into where the West Cove estate is. As you get to the door, one of the Drow family members opens it up and recognizes you all. Gosh, you all look terrible.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Told you guys we needed a long rest.
Your rooms are ready and clean. But please, just be quiet through the house. Lilith is sleeping, and she also has quite a rough night, as you all did too.
But it's
We gotta talk
afternoon.
to her. Yeah.
We could
But
also
she's nocturnal.
we could
Well-
rest now.
We could rest and
Not long.
discuss this with Lilith over dinner,
Breakfast.
over breakfast.
We'd have to sleep a whole night.
Well, if
what you're
it's,
talking
if it's
about.
just after lunch, we just sleep a few hours and have dinner together, right?
Yeah.
Breakfast. Nocturnal breakfast.
Nocturnal breakfast.
breakfast.
Gotcha.
Is our
I
dinner.
I'm tracking.
I don't know. I can't just sleep a
Wonderful.
few hours.
Let us return to the rooms we were stabbed in and take a long rest.
Yeah. Ooh.
That sounds like a great idea.
You'll find that everything has been cleaned up and prepared.
Thank you. The corpses have been removed.
Yes. And also, we have upped our perimeters, and all sources of water large enough for people to emerge from should also be cleared.
Nice.
Did you guys get attacked?
None of us were directly attacked, no. But in our defense of Lilith, of course, we did lose a couple.
Thank you. We will retire to our rooms.
Okay.
We'll say,
A well-earned and long rest.
Gwen will say, Tuli, you can stay in my room, it's fine. And Tuli says, thanks, Gwen. Big huff.
As your group is walking through the hallway, as you round the corner to get to the hallway where all of the rooms are, you hear the voice of Treya go, "Hello, everyone, you're back. What have you all been up to today?"
We're really tired, Treya, so we're just gonna...
Yeah, we're going to bed.
Oh, I was just about to head out into town.
Okay, bye!
Oh, right. Well, I have my cards then. Enjoy.
Gwen will go, like, shake her hand or something.
I would encourage
Thanks,
you to
Freya.
visit the Emerald Hood and give Jacques our regards. He's a charming fellow.
Great.
Please go to the orphanage. You have so much to learn.
The orphanage.
That is exactly where I was heading.
Amazing.
First private orphanage
I'm going
in
to nap.
Dust Forge.
Where Batman was born.
Whenever you are ready to go, it's called Earth's Oasis.
What are you
Really?
telling me?
This is my second time going,
Nice.
and I notice you have not joined me yet.
Right, I don't need to
Orphanage
go.
is called the Earth's Oasis. Sorry, that's out of game. That's
It's
not.
an orphanage and not a spa.
I know, right?
Earth's Oasis, Orphanage, and Spa.
Yeah, they take good care of them.
Dude, the
That's
kids.
really why Treya's going.
No, the kids are workers.
That's true.
Oh, God.
Oh, you made it worse.
We're doing really well this episode.
What would happen?
Treya leaves.
Bye, Treya.
Why ever would she?
And you all can retire to your rooms
Gwen was
individually,
pleasant.
or in pairs, or however you want to do that.
Bless you.
Okay. So y'all can rest. Take a long rest.
Wow.
You level up to 7.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's wonderful news.
What's that from?
Hot Rod.
Booba Snake?
That's right.
Yeah.
So we can take a brief moment to have everybody level up to 7
Bum bum ba-dum bum.
as you long rest.
Do I get anything cool?
All right.
I have no idea what happens at 7. There should be some features and stuff that get expanded.
What?
Just hit the
In
campfire.
the notes, I'm writing.
I
level-
did, and it didn't
Writing
reset
level
it.
up 7 bitches because I think Rachel would write that.
Oh, I'm not gonna be
My
able to
character
do
is
it
not fully configured. What? What's happening?
Did we
Because you leveled up.
Did we hop from 5 to 7? I've been level 5.
Oh, I was level 6, bro.
Yeah, y'all should have been 6.
Nice. Nice. I don't get anything.
You'll at least get like more spell slots and stuff. I don't know if too
Yeah, I
much
don't get
happens for you at level
anything
7.
fancy.
Anybody else seeing anything that pops up for you? at
We'll
level
have to
7?
pick some spells.
Exceptional training.
Nice.
Gonna do my health. Beebity bow.
Hot diggity.
D8.
What's exceptional training do for you?
It's 40. No!
What'd you roll?
2.
Ah.
2 plus 1 is 3.
On any of your turns when your beast companion doesn't
43.
attack, you can use a bonus action to command the beast to take the dash, disengage, or help action on its turn. In addition, the beast's attacks now count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage.
That's really good.
That would have went through Farlane.
Yeah.
She had magic, or she had resistance to everything that was non-magical.
That's very good.
Is it weird if I didn't get anything new?
No.
Fine.
Yeah,
Not even,
Bard didn't get anything new either. You'll get, of course, more health.
Stats.
I'll look and see if anything does pop up, but
Remind me again how
Yeah,
I'm
don't forget
supposed
to do
to
your
roll
health.
these.
So what's your hit dice?
Huh?
D8?
D8, I think.
Yeah.
Roll a D8. What was your health before?
Can you help me with mine? Or
Is it
before
42?
there? Do it.
Okay.
We can do it another time.
Roll a D12.
But am I supposed to re-roll from any of my abilities?
No.
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 5.
And then add 2 to it. And then just manage your health and add 7 to your max.
Okay, one more
You did
spell.
get something at level 7. You get Feral Instinct. Additionally, your instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls. Cassandra. Every time
Why
combat
isn't
starts.
it popping up for me?
It's in your features and traits. Additionally, if you are surprised at the beginning of combat, you aren't incapacitated, you can act normally on your first turn. So you can't be surprised, and you always roll twice for initiative and take the higher.
Add 8 and your constitution modifier.
Am I doing something wrong?
So,
Change it
so
to
10.
7.
You get 10 more health.
Yay!
Just roll all the way down. Feral
That's
Instincts
crazy.
right there.
Oh, okay. It didn't show me that it was new.
No.
What? That's how I had to do it
Pilgrim
before
get
because
anything
it
at
was
level 7?
broken.
Yes, evasion. Beginning
Nice.
at 7th level, you can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area effects. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage.
That's
But
very good.
Instead, take no damage if you succeed, and only half damage if you fail.
What's really great about that is you have uncanny dodge for physical attacks and things that actually hit you, and then for like area of effect spells where you're making dex saves, you also like automatically get half damage on those too.
Which is pretty neat.
Very nimble boy.
And earlier when I thought I was level 5, it's because I was looking at a different character sheet.
Was it Doug?
I realized I thought I didn't get anything because I had 4th level spells now. So.
Is this for the second part of Feral Instinct? It's saying if I'm surprised, that's fine. I can be normal, but I have to use a bonus action to rage first and then a regular action.
Yeah. Very rarely is the surprise happen, but
Yeah. Okay.
I should remember it.
I just want to make sure I understood it.
Dan, where can I go to fix my hit points?
On the very top of your page,
Yeah.
You see the hit points?
Oh, I just need to continue to do override max HP?
Exactly.
Okay. Joey told me that was wrong, so.
It works.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
Great. So we'll
We
catch
good?
up Thule and Thelen on their level ups as well.
Heck yeah.
Yay!
That's great.
Cool. Any conversations y'all want to seek out over the next 8 hours that y'all are spending to rest and recover?
I feel stronger.
I'm sure Thule does, but
No, yeah.
nothing in particular.
Mm-hmm.
General Thule stuff.
We haven't looked around the mansion much, right?
Mm-mm.
I think, because I don't need a lot of time to rest. So I think I'll do my 4 hours or whatever I need to rest, and then I want to do some exploring around the mansion.
Great. What are you looking for?
I don't know. Just I want to see what's there. Get the lay of the land. Figure out, because this place is big, right? And we've essentially just been in our rooms and the dining room in the front room.
Yeah.
So I just want to see what else there is. Also because it is a family mansion, which I haven't really come across before. I think I'm interested in seeing how, because of my own connection to my family, I like to see how the legacy is kind of captured and shown in the stuff that they have.
For sure, yeah. So, one of the first areas that you remember that you haven't really gotten to sit in much is the very first room when you enter the estate is kind of a large sitting room. There's a lot of comfortable furniture set up in about 4 different pods around the corners where people can congregate, sit, and just converse. It's a place where it's initially designed that you can tell that when you come in from a very long and exhausting day, immediately as you come in, there's a place where you can just rest and kind of relax. And around the borders of it, as you can see, there's a couple different stained glass windows on this floor, as well as between those different oil portraits of individual drow women, all within different forms and poses and things like that. And so the first one, as you kind of make your way through, you see each of them have different names. The first one that you see is Ilseville.
Ilseville.
And so you see her in kind of really heavied armor. The background of it is dim and dark caves. She has a long blade in her arm, and there's a massive kind of panther that has these different tendrils and stuff coming out of the back of it. But it's laying on its side, obviously slain, and she's kind of standing victoriously above it. And then you can kind of go through and you see more of the... right next to that one is the stained glass, where you can see kind of the same visage and the same name kind of associated to it. And then the next one is Essere, South Cove, and with that one, it's less battle focused, but instead she just seems to be standing prominently. And then as you kind of look at her for a little bit longer, that you can see that there's a quill tucked behind her ear, and then a scroll that's rolled up around her waist. And so you can see that as you're then proceeding through and seeing more and more of these different women portrayed throughout this room, that each one seems to have some type of ornament or instrument or thing that is associated with her, and all of these different instrument in the general term, not musical, and that they all seem to be kind of honored in this space in different ways.
From all the different families?
No, they were all West Cove.
The second woman you said South Cove, so
Yep, no, it was me being dumb.
Okay.
Sorry. So.
I was
Classic.
that's crazy.
That would have been really weird. Other than that, there's different decanters of what smells like a heavy whiskey or brandy, and those just kind of set up in parts of the different room where there's overstuffed chairs and places to sit. Then as you move through, it's the dining room, which has more of just some bare walls other than the green torches and that. And then to the left of that is the stairwell and one of the main hallways to the bedrooms. And so that, just being able to walk around that main room and kind of take in the names and the portraits of the family probably takes an hour, but that's a hefty long time as part of exploring. Of course, if you want to keep pushing on and looking for other stuff, you can, but there's a first little loop of what you've already kind of been through.
I would like to
Cool.
see an area of the house that I haven't seen before.
Right. Okay. Roll a d6 for me,
Rolling dice.
and then also roll an investigation check for me.
4 and 19 plus 1, 20.
Heck yeah. All right. So there's an opposite hallway from the one that leads upstairs to where some of the residence quarters are. And it heads downstairs. And as you're moving through, you haven't kind of crossed by any of the drow that run the estate or work. It's been pretty dim and pretty quiet and very solemn, like you're just very easily moving through without really running into anyone or anything. You go down these stairs, down into kind of a basement level floor. And there's two different kind of branches off. But the first thing is just kind of barrels and barrels, like a kind of wine cellar type place that also you can pretty quickly smell and see from some of the glasses that are out in this room that this is all like bloodroot wine, and a ton of it. That she has quite a bit stored up here. And then through that, there's a couple other just like armored storage places and things like that, but everything here is like leathered and actually pretty worn. Nothing like new and nothing well preserved either. But then off to the one side of that, you find something pretty particular, and it's not something you've recognized or seen in any capacity before. So I also want you to roll let's do just a general intelligence check.
18 plus 1, 19.
Fantastic. Okay.
I'm so smart.
So
Rolled smart.
No,
at first, what you see is just a massive ring that has kind of like a softer kind of clay ground to it. So it's just a big circular ring to the center of this room, where otherwise is the kind of bare ground cave rock that has been kind of dug out to be the foundation of the whole estate. And so you go to kind of step into it and see, but before you step through onto the circle, you can see this very faint like dome that's across the top of it, that you kind of instinctually like worry, like, is this going to stop me from moving through or anything like that? And you're looking through it, and you can see a couple of like runes to it, but none of it strikes you to be dangerous at all or anything, and you just kind of confidently keep moving through, and your hand goes through it as well. And so you can just tell that there's some type of magical essence and barrier around this particular floor.
Interesting.
You're not quite trained enough to understand exactly what is going on here, but you found it.
I'll be back. Cool.
Mhm.
I keep going.
Well, that's it for this bottom floor.
Okay.
So this maybe takes another like 30 minutes or so for you to like, work your way through and explore and kind of see if you can learn anything from that space.
Okay.
What else are you looking for?
I just here to learn.
Okay.
A student of this building.
Yeah.
As you continue to explore, there are a couple other rooms that you just kind of track that aren't like super notable, but you go through a bit of a study, which is the room that you noted because I think you met. That's where you like rescued Lilith in, was one study, but you find two more studies off on another side. You find another residence wing that doesn't seem to be heavily cared for or taken care of. So you can actually see that a lot of this estate is left unused, that it's not completely filled out. And even that maybe it used to be, but isn't now. And then kind of around the kitchen, you can see that there's like a pantry and a lot of dried food and preserved storage. And then several wings of more bedrooms, and also a completely vacant chapel. So a place that seems to have been reserved for worship of a god, but has never been kind of filled out or decorated.
So I can't tell what god is like. Is there any stuff in there?
It seems as if that's never been dedicated to a god.
Okay. Now how much time has passed? I mean, I want to use my full 4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, for what it's worth, and you being able to like identify and capture all of this, it's pretty much the full 4 hours of like getting a sense of what all's potentially in this space.
Okay. Back to my room.
Cool.
You get lost and die.
I do want to find Pilgrim. Because you don't sleep the full 4 hours, do you? Or the full 8 hours, do you?
No, I was gonna spend some time meditating.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
Oh no!
He's gonna be in a bad mood.
You gonna be a bad mule.
Wake up on the wrong side of the meditation blanket. The meditated way. Okay.
Anything specific to your meditation?
I just try to connect with Numero.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to him.
Yep.
I think a little bit less than like through the fog, like the past. I'm literally like actively name drop, like naming him,
Numero.
basically. Like
Hello.
it's like, or maybe like kind of like adding his name to it, like
Mm-hmm.
Numero, please clear the fog. Numero, please light the path. Like trying to now that I've like had as close to face conversation as one can have with their god.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm trying to re-achieve that. So
Yeah.
that's all.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me.
Whoa!
50.
Whoa, right in the
Said
middle.
one die.
Not good, not bad.
And and
You
roll the
roll-
other D10 or that one again to figure out what the ones column is.
Oh.
Silly boy. Very silly.
Not to 50! 56.
That was cool.
It bounced out and
Jumped
landed
right
on
up
top.
there.
Oh, okay,
Then
okay,
bounced and
Cool.
jumped.
Good.
I got the stick in my head. Alright. In the middle of your meditation is your Numero. Clear the path. Numero, clear the fog.
Meadow.
You hear a voice. You hear the voice of a woman. You hear, is anyone there? Can you hear me? And then Loreleth steps in the room.
Oh
Fuck it up. Hey,
Hello.
are you busy?
Apparently not.
no!
I was exploring the mansion and I found something that I wanted to see if you could help me figure it out, but also that you might find interesting.
Ah.
So I was in the. Do you want to come, or do you want to go back to what you were doing, or?
Light the path. And I get up.
Okay. I was like, here's a torch.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Wahoo!
Cool. So I start leading him down to the basement, and I explain like, oh, I was just looking around and blah blah blah. I came across the spot in the basement where there's like a clay ground, and I was gonna step into it, and then it looked like there was like this dome over it that was like magical, but I don't know enough about magic to figure out what it is. So I wanted to see if one, you found it interesting, and two, if you could figure out what it was. And now we're there.
Mhm.
Now you can see it.
What do I see? Anything stand out to
Sure,
me?
you can make an Arcana check.
As a person who has never used magic in his life, I'm going to make an Arcana check.
Check the
Bang, bang. 12.
Okay. You've been in one of these before. You've
Oh.
used one of these before.
Oh.
And so you get a little bit of a slight flashback. You can roleplay with it as much as you want after that. It's a pretty low DC for you because of that context. This particular setup is used for non-lethal sparring. And so the enchantments that are on this dome prevent people from inside of it from taking like a lethal hit, so that people practicing martial stuff or even magic can take that blow without actually dying. And so people use this space in military trainings, or as people are just practicing different types of martial arts and things like that. That this would be like a training ring for people to be practicing that on one another.
Help didn't have those in the quarry, did they? It's fine to just
Okay.
die.
So, yeah, I guess Pilgrim kind of like winces, like a memory is coming back that kind of was dislodged by seeing this in person. This is a space for training. It allows you to spar with another and not sustain damage. I spent many long but non-lethal days in one of these in my youth.
Just to train you at getting better at fighting?
Train in the ways of hand-to-hand combat, but more in my setting and with my people. We were honing our abilities on the mental plane. But yes, I would. Yes.
So it also protects you from mental damage? I don't understand what you're saying.
Does it?
Everything that would normally hurt still hurts inside of this ring. It just won't actually kill you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I should clarify. The mind is a powerful thing, so you would still feel the effects, whether it is a mental attack or a physical attack. But in reality, your body is not truly harmed from what occurs. So you can spar with another. My uncle often led sparring matches between my brother and I when we were children in a dome like this.
Okay. So, I mean, all we can assume is that the West Cove has this because they're training for fighting, or someone is.
Indeed, yes. This, whether this is for their security force, for their guards, or if Lilith comes down here herself to get swole, it is hard to say, but yes.
Would anyone misuse the purpose of this to perhaps, because you said someone still feels all of the pain, they just don't die. So could you more or less use it to torture someone to get information out of them?
I suppose one could pervert the intention of a setting like this and use it for more nefarious means than its intent, but I don't necessarily see any evidence that has occurred, but it is certainly possible.
Sure. Okay.
Pilgrim,
Thanks.
from standing here and going through all of this too, and these memories coming back, I'd like you to roll do an intelligence check.
Nostalgia check.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll let you know right now. If you get 10 or above, you're going to get a cantrip.
Oh my heavens.
If you get a 15 or above, you'll get a spell instead.
Oh my heavens.
So roll high.
So stressful.
Since you choose.
Thanks for saying that. I got a 21.
Both.
You get both.
He gets both.
So for
Wait,
20.
really?
Yes, absolutely.
You're
Hot
welcome.
dog.
I will probably have to. I'm gonna have to make these features that you're gonna get on your page, but I'll read them to you so that everyone can know this too. One of the things that you were trained in
Is gun.
Where'd you go?
Oh, I had this in my back pocket. That's embarrassing.
Gun and minstrel cup.
Whoa. I don't know why, but okay.
Oh, I haven't watched The Last of Us. It's just that in a recent episode, a minstrel cup was featured, and most men were
okay.
like, "What is that?" Which is what y'all are doing
Great.
now.
So what just
Me and
happened?
Sally know. So.
So you have a
I know it was
cantrip.
from The Last of Us, didn't you?
You have a cantrip that you have used many times before in your training. That was kind of like the basics that you learned, but this is something that you've actually been able to master. And actually, the higher level you get, the stronger this gets with you too. It's called Mind Sliver.
Gross.
It's an action. You can use it up to a range of 60 feet. Its components are only verbal, but you drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature that you can see within 60 feet. The target must make an intelligence saving throw, and unless the saving throw is successful, the target takes at this point at your level, 2d6 psychic damage.
That's a lot of damage.
And also, it has to subtract the number from any rolled saving throws that it makes until its next turn. Or maybe it's just one. I'll look into that more. But that's an ability that you have now.
That's wild. Not a lot of intelligent saving throws out there.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
True, yeah. The spell that you have is called Ego Whip.
I'm a little familiar.
It's a concentration spell for up to a minute. The range is 30 feet. You lash the mind of one creature that you can see within range, filling it with despair. The target must succeed on an intelligence saving throw or suffer disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, and it can't cast spells. At the end of each of its turns, the target must can make another intelligence saving throw and end that effect. So pretty much you can lock something down to being really shitty at everything, and also it can't cast spells. You're just like completely locking down its mind.
Oh, you said full with despair, and I was like, I just imagine being in the middle of battle and Pilgrim being like, and then somebody.
It sounds like me trying to have a conversation with someone.
It's the robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
Oh, great.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
Yeah,
You're welcome for interrupting you.
Wow. Thanks.
I don't
Random
think-
access memories. Thanks.
You know how to do
Cool.
Rand?
I wrote,
Alright.
Pilgrim gets 2 shiny new toys, aka a spell and a cantrip, because he's so smart.
Wow.
That's the
stuff.
note.
Not.
Yeah, so I think I just kind of, not like steady myself, but I just am sort of like, a lot's coming back to me and like a lot of memories of sparring and using different psychic abilities, and so I'm just kind of taking in this space and not seeming like I'm here, but I'm clearly thinking about something else or thinking of things from the past. But yeah, I'm just kind of absent-mindedly standing there staring.
You good?
Yes, I believe so. This has cleared. This has cleared a part of the path that I have walked that I had long forgotten. So I thank you for bringing me down here.
Let's let the fog clear the path.
Light the fog.
Certainly, indeed.
Nice. Should we... something tells me that Julie might have some experience with things like this. Because of fighting and stuff.
Indeed.
Should we tell her about it? Should we show her? Or would that be too jarring? What do you think?
I'm sure whether we decided to show her or tell her, she would be equally enthusiastic about it.
Oh, I was thinking she would have like a flashback and freak out like when you were wrangling with her. And I don't want that to happen, which is why I'm asking if we should tell her or not.
Oh, I think she would jump at the opportunity to revisit a sparring
Oh,
area.
okay. Let's go get Tuli.
A fight bowl.
Even though she's not here.
Yeah. You take her down. I'm pretty.
She's T-posing by the tree with Thelen.
I'm pretty sure that I have some insight on the way that Rachel wants Willie to play this out, which would be, this looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
But she wouldn't have had experience with it, right? Because I don't think in Emporia they would have had protective measures.
I'm working on it. I'm right here. I'm doing it.
Oh, you're playing Tuli.
Yes.
Sandra.
I thought we established that I was playing Tuli, so.
I just narrated that I was going to take this moment for doing
I
that.
thought you said, I think I know how Tuli would respond if I were
Everyone's mad at
me.
you.
It's all right. I'm just
I
going
know.
to. Anyway, fine. We'll just
I know.
subtext it.
No, do it. Do it.
Do it!
Do it.
You have to be Tuli.
Do the voice.
Hello,
Put
Tuli.
your fingers together. Do you still want to play her? Yeah, you do.
You can't bully me out of it and then shove me back into it.
Who are you talking to in your deep voice, Tuli?
Oh, that's so weird. This looks fun. Anyone want to? Anyone want to? Throw fists or spells?
I don't, but I bet Misery would probably. Did we all come down
I'm
here?
in
Maybe
my
we
room.
just talk
I'm asleep. What are you talking
We're
about?
separately bringing every member down.
We just got. How about this?
Wait, I think I know how Misery would respond.
Wait, this is-
Dang, she wants to play all the characters.
Well, we actually just. What's her name? Lilith isn't awake yet, right?
Huh? It's
By the time everyone's done with the long rest, yes, she would be awake.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, can I just go in and wake everyone up and show them down there?
Oh, it's been your... You
It's
took your 4
been-
hours,
Well,
and you did your 4
so
hours
she
sleep,
looked
so
at me.
I guess I'd be awake at this point.
So what we could potentially do, if it sounds fun to everyone, is when Rachel and Julie get back, we can have like a fun inter-party sparring match or something going on.
Sure.
That
I would
sounds
certainly be down for that.
lovely.
Yeah. But anyway,
Do it.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't trigger anything for her. She seems excited. that
Okay,
it's there.
great. That's what I was wondering.
Yep.
Have you seen one of these before?
No,
How many cool spells and cantrips does she get?
none.
Wow, that's too bad.
Who's the real wizard?
I mean, I got one.
I don't know.
You did?
For
Well, why
sleeping?
not?
Oh. Cool. Well,
All of this remembering has made me hungry.
Okay.
okay.
Right.
Let's
so,
go eat nocturnal
Hungry.
breakfast.
fantasy nocturnal breakfast dinner happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Breakfast for dinner.
Good
Right.
morning, Lilith.
Yes. And so as
Night?
Good night. Good eve.
as the servants of the estate started to bake some bread and get some fruit taken care of to get breakfast rolling, you all join in at the table, sit down. Lilith eventually walks in with a couple of her Freyja at her side, and she sits down. They begin to serve the meal. Treya walks in from being out most of the day, joins and sits down on the table.
Misery does that audibly.
And we will start the next episode with